Liverpool.
I still can't believe it, honestly. I still can't believe it, honestly. I'm happy for the win. I'm looking, onward and upward. Hopefully, because last week everybody's talking about we're gonna get relegated. And we were only 2 games in, so I was like, that's a little soon, but whatever. What's funny though, I talked to Kazi about this earlier. Klopp made a pretty bold statement. He was talking about the I guess some player who's now a pundit lost 6-0 to them, and then he's like, well, you got to show that Brighton's a good team, and I think he was laying all the groundwork to show that he might lose against us, and now it makes him seem like I guess not as bad and not as like poorly prepared, I guess, for this match.
How do you feel? You were excited. We have captures and pictures of you celebrating and singing, cheering United. How do you feel United's first victory of the season, mate?
I want to say this. So that thing that Klopp called in for, he said that he wanted to defend United because it was harsh how they were like criticizing United. And that also kind of takes the heat off of him because they had 2 draws. After today's 3 points, we're actually above Liverpool. We're on 14th. They're at 16th. Something had to give. This was a do or die game for us. If we didn't do something right now, we could almost forget about catching up to that top 4. But we definitely needed to come out. We needed to play. We needed to play for pride. We needed to play for points. We played for both. And what we did in the back, and that back line was so solid today. Like Martinez was just everywhere. He was like, it was almost like he was, it was almost like he was like, moving in like super fast speed. He was everywhere. He gave them so much trouble.
He even blocked one of Bruno's almost own goals.
This United defense backline hadn't played together before. This was the first time. What would you grade them? Malaysia, Martinez, Delo, and Varane. How would you rate them on a scale of 1 to 10 for the performance against the biggest rivals, Liverpool?
I think at least 8, because Liverpool are not an easy team to defend against. They are one of the best teams in the world right now. Pains me to say that, but that's the truth. And we were up against a very tough opposition. But again, someone asked me last week, there was so much talk about relegation, this and that.
Yeah.
Someone asked me on chat that, hey, what do you think is going to happen in the next game? I said that, what, we're going to come out and play hard because we're at home, we're against Liverpool. Liverpool always brings out the best in us.
100%.
Maybe not last season, but historically. They're our biggest rivals. We have to play for everything, for pride, for points. And we came out, we played. Rashford looked a little shaky, but then, he got us that second goal. He got us the winning goal, so I can't really fault him too much. But still a lot of work to be done. The season's just getting started, and we need to have this fire in us every time we get on the field.
Who was your man of the match?
Well, it's got to be Martinez.
Martinez
all day long. Yeah, and then as far as my grading for the back line, it's a 9. I mean, granted, we did let 1 goal in, but again, it is Liverpool, just like you said. So I think 9 is a good reference for the back line.
Who was your man of the match?
I think it's Martinez. Only because he kept out so many attacks coming in from Liverpool. And it is very important. Defense wins you championships.
Yes.
And it's no different in soccer. And it's what we had today. We need to make sure of 2 things. 1, Maguire needs to stay on the bench permanently. If not, moved on to some other team.
Who's I think angry now?
But I think Varane and Martinez, amazing partnership, and I think they just need to keep doing what they're doing. Malacia was really good today.
On the left, he was
really good. And nothing taken away from Dalot either. He was doing excellent. I think Bruno played a captain's game today. You could see him being very vocal on the pitch, and we need that. We need someone that's going to direct the game, that's going to direct our players, that's going to move our team forward. Yeah. Maguire is not that guy.
Right. So is this the end of Maguire, or is this we're gonna next game? Next game is away to Southampton next week. What do you expect? Are you expecting the same lineup? Are you expecting few chops and changes, or you want Eric Ten Hag to stay with the same lineup?
I think
it's a different opposition, a weaker team, but you never know.
I think if it's not the end of Maguire, he at least needs to be away from the starting lineup for a bit, so that maybe he can gather himself, get out of the funk. But really, what we did today worked. Why change it?
Right.
Why change it? If it can work against Liverpool, it can work against pretty much any other team.
The thing that I would say though is I wouldn't run out the same team. 1, you made a great point. it is a quote unquote weaker team. We understand that that's not really a big thing or a real thing in the Prem, but us being one of the top 6, again, putting in air quotes, we should be able to get through that game pretty decently. Now with the 5 subs, it doesn't matter. I mean, like, put him in, have him start, see how he shows up, and if he doesn't show up, then you have your answer. Not only that, I mean, we can talk about transfer window stuff later, but we have other guys coming in, so why not, have him play? Because once we have a lot of games ahead of us, especially
100%.
I don't know. He looked pretty comfortable on the bench. I say leave him there.
I say look very comfortable on the bench.
He could cheer on the team. Do his part from the bench.
Right. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what are you going to give the team performance today? Cassie, you go first.
I think I'll give them an 8.
An 8.
Only because we really exceeded a lot of people's expectations.
Yeah.
But,
a lot of people reaching up 4-0,
I
3-0.
think we had momentary lapse of concentration a couple of times. Elanga could have put us on the board sooner. I think the goal we conceded was basically just sloppy defending.
Yeah.
Again, we were so good. Nothing taken away from this defense. We were so good all game. But again, it just shows you that if there's a little bit of lack of concentration,
You get
it can definitely come back and bite you.
Scale of 1 to 10, we're going to give the whole team performance today.
For me, I'm gonna agree with Kazi. I'll do an 8 as well.
8.
1 because we failed to score, and also defensively we let one in. So I'll take a point off for each one.
Right, you've just heard it from Mr. Red Army, Kareem and Kazi. Glory, glory, Man United. 3 points and beating the rivals. You can't ask for anything more, right?
No.
There we go. See you guys on the next game. See you guys against Southampton next week.
Absolutely.
Cheers, guys.